Hello folks, we're back on the plots. I've not had a chance to come down this week because I've been working down south. Been in Coventry and I've been in Stevenage last week. So, but I'm on now. I've just come down having a check up. I'm going to do some more weeding and we're going to prune some more of the bushes. And I'll give you a look round. Hello again. So, about a month ago we got a warning from the good burgers on the committee for weeds, and with the assistance of JC, Big John, managed to more or less get on top of that. But this month we got another advisory. So there's been big improvements on the weeds, but we've had an advisory about the back hedge. Now at the back of the back hedge, I'll show you. At the back of this back hedge, which is mostly hawthorn, there's all the ivy. Now there's a lot of ivy that you can see, though there still is some ivy on my side. But on the reverse side there was lots of it, and fortunately, really, luckily, it was filling all the gaps in the fence. Now I've removed the ivy. I've cleared out down there as well, and I've removed the ivy from the back. There's big gaps in the fence as I've been going along, so to be honest, I've just cut back. I've just gone on the other side. I'll just show you now on the other side. They're all pots full of weeds and a wheelbarrow full. So yeah, I've been pulling all the ivy, the English ivy out, which was covering this area, and going onto the path, about a foot onto the path, and it's exposed the actual bases of these hawthorn trees. It's a tree, the hawthorn, where you can trim it and keep it as a bush like that, and it's a good nesting environment for little tweety birds. Keeps the predators away, all the thorns, which I've sat on, put my hand on, and generally pricked myself with today. Keep the predators at bay. But as you can see on that side, where I've removed the ivy, that was, you couldn't see through there for the ivy. I've been throwing it over my side to be cleared up, perhaps tomorrow, because it's going to rain a bit. Along with some old sleepers, some old timber sleepers that were in these little troughs that you can see down there. So it's been no small task really, that. It's took us an hour and a half to clear all that out and finish off a bit of weeding around there on the back side there in this area. Yeah, about an hour and a half's worth of pulling and getting prickled and what have you. And I'm just going to trim it up now with this beast. Just going to trim it up, and then the clippings can go back into the trough there. But all that vine, that English ivy I do believe it is, which is a pain in the bottom, pretty enough, but it's a pain in the bottom, gets everywhere, very invasive. That's going to be cleared off up to the top there, along with all the other weeds that I've pulled. So yeah, I'm going to trim that up now, and I'll show you the results. Okay. That's as clear as I can get it. I'm going to remove all that foliage, obviously, there before I fire off. But yeah, I've done up to the fence, the dividing line. I might just finish off Joe's actually while I'm here. I will. Because if you look at these paths, I'm not sure whether originally they were a bit further that way, because the ones here seem to be quite a fair distance, probably about 4.5, 5 feet away from where the planting of the hawthorn was. But if you go down that way, these beds have come out quite considerably. So you've only actually got about 2 feet there, which I know is going to be difficult for somebody getting up and down with the wheelbarrows to get up to the top plots. Like I said, this is all cleared back. But the rhubarb here is encroaching on that side. Anyway, whatever, not bothered. I'll just finish that off there for Joe. So we're down at the front now on the good lady farmer's side. Again, there's the hawthorn bushes, but there's also the nettles and the the bindweed, the morning glory. So I'm going to be getting some weeding done here, about another half an hour's worth of weeding and clipping done here, and then I'll show you around. Another bucket of weeds there. I'll get my hoe out, I think, and get these done. But yeah, that's all been trimmed and cut back. I can't find the big brush, the big yard brush. Can't find it. I don't know where it's gone. I've got a great big one at our house, actually. It's a 2 foot wide one. I'll pick that up and bring that tomorrow, and get rid of all the rest of these bits of leaves. In fact, I'll leave it till tomorrow, I think. This do the front, because I want to go and get my tea. But I'll give you a bit of a walk around. As you can see, it's not looking too bad. John's done some sterling work while I've been working away and bloody being on holiday. Look at these pears here. These pears will be ready for taking. And it's not too bad at all. It's looking pretty good, weed-wise and tidiness-wise. I've shifted a load of wood and timber from the top and took that up as well and put it right at the top of the tipping point, the composting tipping point right at the top, over the edge. I spoke to Andy Horrocks, who's our treasurer, and he said it was okay. We used to have a bonfire up there to burn all the old wood. We used to have a sort of Guy Fawkes night bonfire up there, but we haven't had one for about the last 3 years, since COVID. Anyway, as you can see, the paths are looking pretty good. The fresh growth is coming through on the raspberries. And that horse muck, that well rotted stuff, is doing it the power of good. Unfortunately, it's sneaking into the other beds there, so I'm going to have to weed it out of there and get shut. Well, these are going to be for the winter brassicas, the overwintering brassicas. We're going to get some in here, and we're going to get some in here. I was going to do some seed saving with the broccoli, but I think John got carried away with the weeding. He's took it all out. It's all gone. Don't matter. We have got the seeds from last year. I found them. The seeds. They're in there. So we should be able to get the same again next year on them. And that kale's still looking healthy, that kale. I'm going to have to do one of my kale soups. A big batch of kale soup. There's the pointy cabbage. Fingers crossed for that. It's in the cage. But as I say, we're looking neat. We're looking pretty neat and tidy. I might have to get rid of all these broken bits and pieces and get shut all together. All that wood there, I might take it up to the top and tip it off. Tip it over the edge. Because it's rotten anyway. And it's organic and it'll rot down. Wood, weeds, all the lot. Anything organic we can tip off up there at the top. I do believe, I've been led to believe. So yeah, happy days. That glass there, I know there's one out of it, this one. I was thinking about the winter repairs I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to get that cut, because I think one's too small and one's too big to fit the... But there's a lad up at the top. I think Andy does it actually. Andy does the cutting, the glass cutting. So I'll have to ask him tomorrow if he's on. But like I said, it's looking a lot better, a lot tidier. Up at this top end, it's not as bad as it seems. See all that? That's just debris that's come down from when I've sorted these edges out. I've been pulling those ivies out and doing the weeding here. So it's just a matter of clearing all the weeds out of the buckets and taking them up. I've probably got about 6 or 7 trips up to the top tomorrow to get rid of all the crap. But then that'll all be cleared and perfect. Trust me on that, boys and girls. In here. Yeah. John's put a lot of the well-rotted stuff in that bed. We're going to do the same with this bed. Weed it out again and get rid of the bindweed. Although it may be a fool's errand to get rid of all that bindweed, because it comes back twice as strong when I weed it. It mocks me mercilessly, boys and girls. The bindweed. Down here, look at that. All clear. Anybody want any of that blue pipe? Anybody local wants that blue pipe can have that blue pipe. I'm not using it. I'm using the red pipe. So you can have that. And we're going to be building the new tunnel, the netted hoop tent as well. Looking alright in here as well. Got some tomatoes there. I'm going to bring kids down tomorrow for a bit. It's going to be sunny tomorrow apparently. So I'll bring them down for a bit and they can start picking. Same in here. These tomatoes. Looking okay, aren't they? And there's still cucumbers galore. Look at this beast. I'll take that off actually. They're coming to the end of it now, these cucumbers, but they've been proper prolific this year. And there's some weight in that. Look at that. Crescent moon shape. Can't get it all in shot, can I? I'll be taking him. Put him somewhere we're not forgetting. And there's a few more in there. The more pickly looking ones as well are in here. That's not a pickly looking one though, that's a good one. But there are pickly looking ones, Luke. Down there. Different species. We're taking them as well, and we'll be pickling them. I'm not going to root through them all tonight, but we'll have a good look tomorrow, see what we've got. I'll take this big one and take him off as well. So we've got two for the kids. They love the cucumbers, my lads. Love them. Will it twist off? Should do. I think there's another one there, but they're still coming. They're still getting blooms on as well. From the blossom comes the fruit on these. And I was going to take them all out and use this for leafy greens, but I might have to wait a little bit for that because I want to give it all the best chance. Maybe not. Look at that. Something's had a go at that. It's like a bum, doesn't it? The toms are in. They're proper vining these though, aren't they? Look at them. They're loving it in here this year. These cukes, right? But again, all neat and tidy. Spot on. Put him there. Right, where are we going now? Yeah, like I say, I'm just walking you around really. That's still full of potatoes in here. We've only had 3 rows of spuds out of that. 2 to each row. Yeah. And we're getting about £6 per row of spuds. It's not been spectacular this year for potatoes, I must be honest, because of the dry spell that we had at the start, but it's not looking too bad. Up here all weeded, see? I'll get down there and clear that out as well. But yeah, all this blue tubing, the hoop tent tubing, if anybody wants it, just give us a shout. Yeah, there's about 10 of them. Not all the same size, but they're all decent size. You could cut them down to make a good 20-foot covered row with that, guys. This is going to be used to partly form the compost corral, the big compost corral that we're making up at the top. I'm going to carry on tomorrow as well and get these clipped back. Tom's on. Outdoor. If we'd have planted them a bit earlier, if I'd have known John a bit earlier, probably about 3 months ago instead of 5 weeks ago, and they'd have gone straight in. The ones he's got at his house are spectacular. But we're doing outdoor ones next year. I'm going to put the outdoor ones so that they're not going to get shaded out, because the sun comes from over this direction and it sets over in that direction behind those trees. So it's only really getting half a day's worth of sun in the spot where it is now. But I bet a good place for them will be here next year. In this bit. Won't it? Because they'll get the sun all day. There's nothing to shade them out at the back. They'll get the sun all day in that position. So I might do some rejigging and have tomatoes all down this middle bit here. Same with this here, this cage here. We'll have the outdoor tomatoes in this location. Broccoli. The next batch. So when we finally get rid of the frozen broccoli heads that we had out of that one, which is probably in about 3 weeks, hopefully, we'll have fresh broccoli heads in here. Excuse me, to take us into winter. Motorbikes are going up now. Probably coming back from Rivington. Butter beans are coming on, and coming on strong. We'll have butter beans this year off this. All of these are butter bean blossoms. So I don't see why not. And that, I think, was 3 butterbean plants. But these pods are coming through now. Once the flower drops off, they start to come through. And we should get a nice crop off that. Certainly enough for a few feeds. And these are the green beans over this side. Although they seem to have been crowded out by the butter beans. We've got green beans here, the magical elf beans, and they're just coming on. They were planted late, sown late, these. They were only sown in June, I think, these, which is late, really. But I reckon we'll get some off. We've got the flowers coming through there. In fact, we've got some beans on, haven't we? We'll definitely get some off, fine French beans, and the later beetroot are in front as well. They're doing okay. Speaking of beetroot, look at these. I'll have to start taking more of these. I've only took about 20 so far. And there's loads in here. As well as the old weed knocking about. Like this one. Look at that. Get a shot of him. A couple of them buggers, like. But if we look amongst the foliage, we'll see the beets down there, see. Look at them. Loads of them. Cluster planted. That's a beetroot that's bolted, see. They are bolt-hardy beetroots, these, but that's bolted, look. Gone to seed. I'll be leaving a couple of these to seed. I think they just I think they are called bolt-hardy beetroot, these. So there's the beets, the little well-furry garden at the front. It's looking beautiful. It's looking nice, isn't it? Look at these. I like these. I always forget the name of them though, but I like them. Again, courtesy of Big JC. Doing us proud yet again. They're hanging on, aren't they? Them's alpine poppies at the front there. They're a weed. They spread quite prolifically. Them. But I like them. I think they're pretty. So I'll leave them alone. Alpine poppies. Now why? It's all coming together. Nice. I need some more garden chairs. Anybody's got some garden chairs, let me know. Need about 4, or maybe 6. Loads of spuds still under the ground there. That's got spuds in as well there. They've got spuds in. They've got the Charlotte in. Rhubarb still okay. And we've still got blackberries on. Oh, they're sweet, them. They're nice, them. Tangy. But we've got all this open land that we're going to be planting the winter crops into. We're definitely going to get some more beets out. Might even try for some Christmas potatoes. So yeah, looking good. More yet to come. We'll try and get some more videos out this next week. Keep you posted. Some of those winter veg that John started are not too far away from being ready to get in the ground now. We could get them up here and find a couple of locations for them. So that's a story for another show. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. Take care of yourselves and each other, and remember, we love you all. Keep growing with your heads down, boys and girls, and if I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window. But I'll probably be putting one up around about Wednesday, Friday and Sunday next week. Alright, take care now, boys and girls. Ta-da.